Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at Outlet Liquor.
What's your outlet?
Folks, welcome into Degenerate Danger Zone. It is May 29th, and it is time to get some money. IB here hosting this one on a great Saturday afternoon. We got a huge slate between the NHL, NBA playoffs, Champions League final, plus a bunch of MLB games going on here today throughout from noon all the way up until late night. It's a ton of action here today. We got Meerkat, Degenerate Al, and Donnie 10 Tanks here in the building. Degenerate Al, you just made a trip down to the creek. How you feeling? What's everything like down there on a great Saturday for betting?
Oh, like I said, I was driving down there today. I see Seneca one stop. Gas prices are up 2 cents a gallon. Not a good sign. $2.77 to $2.79. Saw Creek Degenerate in the parking lot. He was hammering some golf futures. He's very excited and ready to go.
Which brings me to another point here. Creek Degenerate got pooped on by a bird today. Everyone knows old wives' tale. Supposed to bring you good luck. My man Stefan's in there asking what the bets are. Degenerate Al, you were down there with Creek Degenerate. Any information and any leans from Creek Degenerate today?
Yes, he told me his number one matchup play. I mean, kind of a square play, but whatever, is Jordan Spieth over Jason Kokrak. You're looking at that. Yeah, you're looking at that. I believe Tino bets minus 167, but if you take him straight up with the draw in play, Spieth is only minus 134.
Absolutely. Love that there from Creek Degenerate. Good to see. Hopefully he's got that good luck from the bird. And let's get into it here. We got a bunch of, playoff games, Champions League finals. So let's start it here in baseball, but there's a little less on the line. I'm going to get it started. I got 2 afternoon games I'm targeting. I'm looking here first at this Phillies Rays game. The Phillies got Zach Wheeler going on the mound. He got a big ticket, and he's kind of living up to it this year. They're just one game under 500. I'd like the Phillies to get this one done as slight underdogs. Zach Wheeler's been pitching very good, much better than Ryan Yarbrough has, although he has been a little bit better as of late. I like them in this matchup. You're getting some plus value for a team that's trying to get up there in the NL East. That's pretty much anyone's ball game with all the injuries the Mets have had. Anyone else here hopping in with some baseball plays?
Yes, sir. I am looking at the Giants-Dodgers. Now you might be having deja vu from 2 nights ago. I gave the over 7.5. Game ends at 7. We got to 6 halfway through the game. I thought it was the done deal. Bad beat on that. Last night, the game put up 13 runs, more the performance I was expecting. The line's still at 7.5. Little bit of a fee on that with minus 117, but I like it. I also like the Dodgers to take this at minus 1.5. They lost last night, but they've been looking good, and the bats have been going. I'm just trying to see what the pitching matchup is.
I think Urias is on the hill tonight for the Dodgers.
Yes, that's right. I was looking for a pitching prop for him too. The Creek has nothing. There's other offshore sites have thanks for reminding me, the pitching prop at 6.5, minus 20, I think, or minus 120. I think that's pretty good too. Urias has been money lately, but I still think the Dodgers bats get going and they reach that over. That's kind of my only strong baseball play. I got a couple leans here and there. Red Sox, I like the run line at minus 1.5. I think that's it for baseball. What else you guys got for ball?
All right, rest in peace if you were a Padres Astros under better last night. I don't know if you guys saw that. Disgusting. I think the Padres put up like 7 runs in the 10th or 11th inning to put that game over, and the whole game was like 2-2. Well, it was just ridiculous. So I just had to put that out there. If you were a Padres Astros under better yesterday, that was just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take. But if you did bet on that and you're looking to get your money back, Freddie Peralta today for the Brewers going against the Washington Nationals and Patrick Corbin. The under in that game just dropped down from 6.5 down to 6. We're seeing the wind coming in at about 11 to 15 miles per hour. Going to be like that all game long. Freddie Peralta has been incredible this season for the Brewers. I'm riding with the Brewers again. Essentially a pick 'em in this game, so you're not laying really any juice. I like them in this matchup. Brewers have done a pretty good job this year, and the Nationals have kind of floundered. First game here in the double header, I believe. So only 7 innings in this one. I think Peralta can get you 6 innings of great work, like he's done all year for my fantasy team. 4-1 so far. I think about a 2.5 ERA. He's been incredible this year. Everyone sort of expected him to be another relieving arm, but he started this season and he started very well for him. But let's hop over here into the playoffs. Let's get it started with some NHL. We got some puck action. Both of these games are going to be played here tonight. 7:30 start between the Maple Leafs and the Canadiens. Game 6 in this series. Can the Maple Leafs end this one? And then we got game 1 between the Islanders and the Bruins. Al, how about you get us started here?
Yeah, I'll get us started here. I want to mention something first that people are saying, tweeting me, Al, you doing okay, bud? Vegas won game 7. Guys, I did this hedge on purpose. I took both Vegas and Colorado, so I wasn't in a situation in this round, which we all knew was inevitable and going to happen. So I'm stress-free this series. I have no stress to worry about. I am guaranteed going to the semifinals of the Stanley Cup. So I just want people to know that. I knew that this matchup was going to happen and one of them was going to get knocked out. You weren't going to see odds like this. If they were if they were going to face each other in the Western Conference Finals, you would have seen the Avs and Vegas with much different odds than they had this season. So that's why I did it. And obviously, Maniac's, commenting in here. He's saying he's going to shun me the whole series, but I'm not rooting for Vegas. Give me a break, Maniac. But here's the deal. Today, Maple Leafs, Canadiens, I definitely lean Montreal. I know Meerkat is not a Montreal guy after what happened with the Dart 2 games, but they're at home, must-win situation, and there's fans tonight, I believe, in Montreal. So I like them money line and plus 1.5.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the first time there's fans in the entire series. First time in Canadian hockey games this year for the NHL that there's going to be fans. I think it's only going to be a few thousand, but still it's going to make all the difference. Meerkat, what are you thinking?
I mean, I'm fading that somewhat, I guess. I'm not taking Montreal. I'm going with the Maple Leafs money line. That's going to be in a parlay with the Jazz. I'll talk about that after. But, I mean, you saw the Canadiens' goals it was a shit show last game. Like, the Canadiens didn't deserve to win that last game. Toronto looked great outside of game 1 in that series. I mean, 2 4-goal wins. They're just a better team. They're a deeper team. And you don't want this to go to a game 7, because if Montreal goes into a game 7 with momentum, then they should be really scared. I think Toronto gets it done tonight. And it's a bit of bias because I'm a fuck the Habs guy after what it did with R2-Dartu. But I just think Toronto is a much better team, and they are going to be wary. Hey, we can't slack tonight because momentum into a game 7, you can't do it. I know they have fans, that's a factor, but I just think Toronto's a better hockey team offensively by far.
Yeah, Donnie, what are you seeing in this one?
I agree. I'm unfortunately Ryan Meerkat and fading now. Toronto sleptwalked through 2 periods last game.
They were sloppy, messy goals they allowed to.
When they finally woke up, they closed the deficit real quick. And honestly, if it wasn't for that what was it? It was like a blocked shot led to a 2-on-0 in overtime, and they're going to score that every time. I'm going with the Leafs money line. It's parlay fodder though. I'm tempted to go minus 1.5, but I stayed away from it last time because Price he was hot until the 3rd period. That's the thing. Was Price playing well, or were the Leafs just sleepwalking? It was hard to tell.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Toronto. I will say, the Islanders-Bruins game, I love the value for the Islanders at plus 155. And I also love the under for that. These are 2 teams that have strong goalies. They're going to clog shooting lanes. I don't think either team gets over 25 shots. Honestly, I think this is going to be an airtight game 1. So I'm leaning on both the money line for Islanders and the under. I don't know if the Islanders can take the series, but I do like them to steal game 1 and kind of shock the Bruins.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of with you on that play. For whatever reason, the Islanders' style just works so well in the playoffs. And I think you can really suffocate that Bruins team, especially that first line, if you're not getting production out of Pasternak. Like, their depth isn't what it used to be. I think, they had a pretty easy series there with Washington, because the same thing with Washington, their depth ain't what it used to be either, because they've had to pay so much to the top pieces on those rosters that you can't fill out the depth the way you'd like to. The Islanders have compiled their team in a manner where you have 4 lines you can roll out pretty much at any time. And I like that for them in this one. I think they're going to grind it out, probably like a 2-1 game. It's going to be, the games you hated all regular season when you were watching the Islanders are that much more entertaining, because in the playoffs, they're going to be all over each other. You're going to see a ton of hits. I think Leo Komarov had like 14 hits in game 1 of the first series. I think we're going to see something like that again. I think this game's going to get slowed down and it's going to get mucked up. And if that's the style of play we're going to see, I'm going to lean with the Islanders. Al, what are your thoughts on that?
In game 1, I think, guys, we're fading each other today. Game 1, I'm on the Bruins money line. Like them at home tonight. It's going to be similar to the fact where it's like the Islanders in Vegas. They're coming off those, longer series, only get a day off, then rolling right into a new series where Boston and Colorado has been going to be rested. So I'm going to be on the home teams in game 1. And I wanted to bring up something real quick too about these the series prices. The Lightning only -139 against Carolina. I mean, I know Carolina finished with more points in the regular season, but that jumps out to me big time. And I look at the future prices. You have the Lightning that are 5-1, and you have the Hurricanes that are 8-1. And the series price is literally almost a pick 'em. If I'm you guys, I'm jumping on the Lightning. And if they go down a game, if they go down 0-1, I like it even more, because I think the Lightning then will be plus 150, plus 175, something like that. So I love that future Lightning to beat the Hurricanes and move on to the Final Four.
That's a great angle there. You always got to be looking at the futures too, especially during the playoffs, where you're going to get your different series. You're going to get tons of maneuverability with the Stanley Cup odds themselves when teams are down in series and other things like that. So you can still find yourself some value, especially if you parlay maybe an NBA and an NHL. You can really get a big ticket on a small play. But let's move on here to the NBA. 4 games here today, all spread out throughout the day, exactly how it should be. You got the 1:40 start between the Bucks and the Heat, then Meerkats, Nuggets on the road at Portland. That's a 4:10 start, 7:10 start between the 76ers and Wizards, and then Jazz, Grizzlies as the nightcap at 9:40. No spreads today, bigger than 6.5. Everything between 4.5 and 6.5. So pretty evenly matched up games, but some actual favorites here in these matchups. Meerkat, let's get it started. You got your Bull jersey on. You're a resident Nuggets insider, biggest fan, whatever you want to say. How are you feeling today in this one?
Bucks are
feeling good. Bucks are still frauds. Heat might be too, but the Bucks still are. But I'm excited. I was telling you before we went live, we get a 4:00 Nuggets game. That's amazing for me. I don't have to stay up till 1:30 a.m. Falling asleep during the second half and stuff. It's just playoff basketball is the best. Nuggets basketball for me, it's awesome. I can't wait for today. And I've done a good job calling this series so far. I said staying away from game 1. Past 2 games, I said hammer the Nuggets. Today, not gonna lie, I'm a bit weary. I'm giving it out. Nuggets plus 4.5. I like that number for the Nuggets. It's opened at 4. It's down to 4.5 there. Public is heavy on Trailblazers. What I saw late last night, I haven't checked yet today, but they're getting the majority of the quantity of bets. So I want to fade the public
5 now. So
it's moving. Yeah, they're hammering the
money line is
Trailblazers
up to 163. So
not that I don't like the Nuggets to win today. I'm taking the money line, but I'm not giving it out because that now plus 5, that number is incredible. I guess that money line, great value. Now the Nuggets just look good. They match up really well with the Trailblazers, how they're playing basketball. I said, just let Dame do his thing, shut down everybody else. Don't let their role players contribute too much, because game one, that's what killed Denver. Past 2 games, they've done that. Dame's dropping 40 points. It doesn't matter. Jokic is doing his thing, absolutely dominating Nurkic, showing why he's going to be the MVP. And you're getting these role players on the Nuggets stepping up when they need them to, because MPJ has been a bit down. So like Austin Rivers, a dude who got cut by the Knicks who can't score right now, is dropping 24 points. I mean, it's just what you love to see. And so I think today's going to be a close game. And I'm all over that +5 Nuggets. I mean, if you want to wait till game time, maybe it gets to 5.5 or something, because the public loves playoff Dame. And that's why I'm not even mad about the disrespect anymore. I'll keep reaping in the benefits of these plus money lines, these big spreads. Take the Nuggets in the series too. Nuggets in 6. I'm still on it.
Yeah, I actually agree fully. For NBA, the only pick I had, and what I would actually, I was thinking my strongest play of the day out of any sport is Nuggets money line and Nuggets spread. I'm on both big time. Al's laughing. Man, it sounds like we're on the opposite ends of the stick today, maybe. But I'm a guy where if I see the public too far in one direction, I get a little iffy on that. And I'm also a value guy. Like I'm picking Islanders because I think that there's too much value on them. Same with Denver. I could see them taking this one, going up 3-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Meerkat makes a good point, though, about the public's perception of Dame. They love betting on Dame just because he's that big superstar player. He's known for making those clutch shots. Al, are you a believer of playoff Dame? Because it seems like it.
I mean, my only angle here is I think Meerkat's done a great job of capping this series. He nailed game 1, game 2, and game 3. I think this is the one that goes back Portland's way. Does Portland cover? I don't know, but I'm on Portland money line. I think Portland gets it done, and it goes back to Denver 2-2. I like what Meerkat's been saying. I just think that this is the one where it goes back the other way, and then game 5 is when you hop back on Denver. That's just my opinion. I'm on Portland today.
All right. Well, any plays in that fraud bowl, Meerkat? Because it looks like the Heat are just as big of frauds as the Bucks right now.
I'll never bet on the Bucks against the Heat. I can't. I'd have to retire as a gambler. I said it last game, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Bucks spread. That's all I'll say.
And Donnie, we got your favorite team in action here tonight as well in the NBA, Jazz Grizzlies. What's your read on that game?
Man, I'm staying away because I don't want to have a case of homeritis where I just throw heavy. I'm happy with the public in Vegas trusting the Jazz as well with a minus 210. Whether they cover, not sure. Donovan Mitchell looked good when he was back, but he's still putting up 30 shots a game for 30 points. So he's doesn't fully look like himself, but he was also, hitting the floor hard. Saw him hit down a couple times, get right back up. And I know he was angry about, being told to sit out game 1. So I'm just enjoying this one as a fan. I'm staying off it, keeping my wallet out of it, but I'd like to hear what y'all think of the Jazz line.
I have that parlay I brought up earlier. It's just I love the 2 team multi-sport parlays. It's the Leafs money line and then the Jazz money line plus 125. I mean, you saw Donovan Mitchell. I'm not trying to be mean, Donnie. I just think he's extremely overrated. I've gone into it, but he was a big enough boost for that team, took enough pressure off of Mike Conley for them to absolutely light up Memphis. There's not a lot of defense being played in this series, but Ja's not going to carry that team himself. Dylan Brooks has looked all right, but overall they've just not looked coherently great. So I think with Mitchell back, the Jazz are going to be able to just run away with it.
Gobert's just got to stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah,
it's game 1. He got into trouble. His head got messed up. He fouled out by the end of the 4th quarter. Last game, even when it was starting to get close, he started. The guy gets frazzled easily, and he's arguably one of the best defensive players, if not the best defensive player. You saw some of those blocks, and I mean he's been dominating the paint. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I got nothing else in the NBA. I don't know if you guys do, but I wanted to talk a little Champions League before we wrap up.
Oh no, we're getting into it. We can get into. Let's get into that Champions League. There, we got Chelsea versus Manchester City. Manchester City has never won the Champions League. If you're looking at this, trying to pick a 90-minute winner, Man City minus 108 draw sitting at plus 235 with Chelsea at plus 350, over under at 2.5. The under is juiced at minus 165. I know, Al, you made a few plays on this one at the Creek. What do you see in here in this game?
I did. My angle on this one is it's very tough to beat a team 3 times in a row in regular time in under a month and a half. You had Chelsea win 1-0 in the FA Cup. Then May 8th, it was in Man City. Chelsea wins 2-1. Aguero misses a PK in extra time in the first half. Could have been a 2-0 lead for Man City. Instead, momentum goes back Chelsea's way. They get the dub 2-1 on the road. I mean, in this one, Meerkat brings it up all the time. When you see a price like this at minus 108, whether it's Bayern, Man City, any of these big teams, you got to love it. So I like Man City minus 108. And also in the finishing position, they're minus 210. I know it's a little parlay fodder there. I think they get it done, whether it's in 90 minutes or overtime. I do like Man City today big time. Minus 108 and minus 210.
Yeah, the one thing that worries me here about Manchester City coming into this is that they wrapped up the Premier League title a little over 2.5-3 weeks ago. They haven't been playing for all that much. Were they going through the motions, or were they really exerting themselves, trying to get themselves to that peak performance, ready here for the Champions League final? Chelsea had to battle and claw to get themselves into a Champions League position so that they didn't have to worry about winning this game to get back in next season. So that's where in my mind I'm like, hey, maybe Chelsea does have a chance in this one. I can't throw them fully out. Meerkat, what are you thinking on this one? Because the only thing I'm thinking is that an American is winning the Champions League no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best angle. We all win. None of us have a real rooting interest in this game, so it'll be nice to watch. Nice to see a trophy go to England, I guess, too, since we're Premier League guys here. But like I said, I told Al this morning, Al brought it up. When you see a team like a Bayern or a City at a near even line, you just have to take it in a major European competition like this. Throw away all the, recent form in all competition stuff. Look at recent form in the Champions League. This is Pep's year. I think Pep is on a warpath, and this is when he brings, a Champions League to Man City for the first time ever. They've been crushing, quality opponents. They beat Borussia. I mean, they beat PSG to get right here. They've been doing well, and Al brought it up too. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a year. That's something I went with in the NFL a few times, a mantra of mine, gambling wise. So I just think you get a master class. Yeah. And I think you get a master class performance out of Pep today. Tuchel, kind of a streaky guy. And I don't know. City is so evenly balanced. They're not reliant on any 1 or 2 players. They've been scoring with everybody contributing this year, especially in the Champions League. So it's too much value not to take.
Yeah. I think you made my mind up there, Meerkat. I think I'm going to be on Man City. I think they get it done in 90. I don't think we're going to see PKs the same way we did in the Europa final. It was was an all-time record. It went 14 rounds or something like that.
Yeah, De Gea with the loser, that's not fun.
Yeah, but it was nice to see United go down in that one. And was it Villarreal, I believe, or was it Valencia? Villarreal.
It was Villarreal, and how great would it be? And how much of a thing would that be if Man U loses like that, and then Man City lifts this trophy for that rivalry? Come on,
paint the city sky blue. Absolutely. Yep. I think we're going to be riding with that one. Sorry, Chelsea. Can never root for another North London side. Will never happen. Sorry, guys. But shout out to everyone for tuning in to Degenerate Danger Zone. We hope you get some free money. We'll be back again probably tomorrow at some point, giving out some more picks for you. So make sure you guys like and subscribe over on YouTube, retweet this and like it and whatnot, and share on Twitter. Make us, help us reach more people. Help us share the wealth, if you will. So make sure you guys get out there, go hammer the books, go hammer the creek, do whatever it is. For Meerkat, Degenerate Al, Donnie, and myself. Al, you got something?
Yeah, real quick. Get to Outlet Liquor today, 2 to 5, tasting Western vodka. Producer Burrs is going to be there. He's going to be doing some tasting. Just want to throw that out there.
Go crush some vodka with Producer Burrs over at Outlet Liquor. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay thirsty with producer Burrs. Good night now.